Joining me now on the Daily Ledger Page 5 beat from Nashville, Tennessee, economic analyst, hedge fund manager, and contributor to Forbes' other major publications, Thomas Landstreet. Tom, ICE is doing an important job here. What would we do without ICE? We would have an internal United States run amok with illegal immigrants. This is a crucial role that we pay them to do. And when you have businesses hiring illegals, that's breaking the law. Last I checked, it's still illegal to hire an illegal in this country. So these people out there protesting the fact that ICE was doing his job, honestly, it's difficult for me to wrap my head around it.
Yeah, well, I agree with you. But Graham, like we've been over, this is a political crisis that's been brewing for years. You and I know George Bush W. tried to pass legislation that allowed for more legal immigration, and the Democrats were against it. And the reason they were against it was immigrants represent low-cost labor, which basically made their labor union supporters angry. They were foursquare against it, and American business was for it. We needed the labor, and now the table has flipped. Because the unions apparently voted for Trump, I guess, the Democrats no longer care about them, and now they've flipped the table. Here, this is a political crisis of epic proportions. We should not have ever gotten here. They should have taken care of this decade ago. And this is one of many problems that have been festering. And now we're left to deal with these headlines.
Right. And we want to allow people into this republic who are here to work, who fit our criteria, our parameters. Fine. They come in here legally. That's fine. Nobody's arguing that. But we got to also hold these businesses accountable that are breaking the law. You know, of course, they're looking for cheap labor. That's part of the equation of trying to make a dime. But at the same time, if they have a labor shortage, then they need to petition their government like everybody else does. And it's interesting right now, if you look at the survey of small business, Tom, in this country, it's been really positive. But over the last, week or so, the survey has dipped a little bit. And now B of A is out there with a 1 in 3 chance that there's going to be a recession, I guess, in the next 12 months or so. So sentiment has changed, and it seems it's largely revolving on the trade war, the tariff war between the United States and China.
Well, that's true. Small businesses showed the greatest amount of euphoria after the election. You might remember their confidence soared, and probably rightfully so, because a lot of those are, individuals that own businesses and they got a good tax cut. Now they're responding merely to the fact that the large corporations, by the way, their customers, these small companies often service the large companies who are worried about the trade war. Now they're probably getting less PO, what are the purchase orders, fewer demand for their services. And now it's trickled down to Main Street. But, I think I'm not sure this is going to blow over either very quickly, as we've talked about before. And this is a very troubling sign. And I would not be surprised to see a recession, honestly.
Well, does it trouble you, real quick, I'm almost out of time, but real quick, does it trouble you at all that bankruptcies have risen slightly lately?
Yes, it does. The household balance sheets, though, are in very good shape relative to where they were before 2008. It's corporate balance sheets that are really in trouble. But yes, any rise in bankruptcies is worrying, especially if there's not going to be an end in sight to this trade war. And let's pretend that it gets worse. And you've got the Hong Kong protesters, which is very bad. Like if China makes a move on them, we really are in trouble. And I think the recession odds go up a bit.
But this is why it's so important to deal with China really at the level, I believe, that the president is dealing with, because it's not just a trade issue, it's a national security issue. And the president has taken a firm stance. And maybe a year from now, hopefully, we'll say, hey, we've got a done deal. Thomas, thanks.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One American News on YouTube. And call your cable provider and kindly demand that One American News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.